Hi there, it's Cryptid here. I'm happy to report that I now have the complete 1/4 scale Dream Valley Dragon, and I am very excited to be able to share him with you all. Okay, so as you can see right here, this is the unboxing sped up to make it a little bit less tedious because I'm aware that looking at boxes is kind of boring. This is the testing of the finger motion as well as the feet. Right there, as you can see, everything is jointed. It's going to be an absolute pain to restring them someday, but that is a problem for future me. And then you can see also right here some testing of the tail. You'll see more of that later on in the video. This is me trying to figure out the best way to go ahead and film him to show all his sculpting details. He just has an absolute ton of them, and I think he's going to be a real joy to be able to go ahead and paint. As you can see right here, tons of spines. I was very lucky in that with this one, nothing was broken. Everything was very well wrapped, and that kept everything safe. Hopefully that will be the case with everyone else's shipments. So far, I'm the only one I've seen who's made reports of getting them. So if there are breakages, it'll be interesting to see how common they are. Just some more shots right there, going back up right to look them all over and kind of get that full shot there. And then here is trying to set the head onto the body, at least with a test fit. This does all kind of snap into place with those little indents you can see on the side right there. I was nervous about taking this on and off, but it actually hasn't been that bad. And here it's fully locked in place with some neck movement testing. As you can see right here, his neck is a little bit out of joint as far as positioning of all the spines, but that's easy to go ahead and fix. It's very flexy and not bad at all to get back into order. Just have to be kind of careful with your position if you want it to look right. Okay, some more tail testing right there as far as the positioning, just trying to get it for where it won't catch. That's my big fear with the whole thing is there are so many little details on him to catch and worry about. That is my one big concern. And you can see right there, I hadn't quite gotten the hang of posing him on all fours yet. And as soon as I moved him, immediate shift. And here you can see my younger cat Ravage and me trying to get her attention. I think she adds a good reference point. As you can see, she's about a year old and he's almost as big as she is. Obviously, the proportions aren't the same, but lengthwise, they're pretty darn close, and he is heavier at about 12 pounds was the box weight. Okay, and then here's a test showing off the tongue right there. It is movable. It's on a little joint that allows it to wiggle. It's not quite as flexy when it's in place in the jaw like that, but it does move nicely. Here I've got him set up on all fours and actually standing strong with just sort of a slow pan. I apologize here for the positioning. I was kind of trying to figure out the best way to be able to record all his details and get everything in frame. And then right there, you can see how I've moved his horn. It does snap in and out like that. So it is pretty easy to work with as long as you are paying attention to the markings on there and showing left versus right. And here we are with another shot of him on all fours, this time properly balanced and showing off his head and the motion there, along with that cute little tongue. I really like the tongue, I'm going to be honest. I think it's a really cute detail. With this one, I did try to pose him a lot like I saw in the Dream Valley preview pictures, balancing on the knuckles. I think that also is a nice show of exactly how flexy his finger joints are. But here we're just playing around with the tail some more. It's not the most flexible part of him, but it does have a good degree of bend, and that should hopefully make him easier to go ahead and position in your cabinet, bookcase, wherever you may happen to keep your dolls so they don't get damaged, because this is one I would definitely worry about as far as, say, pet chewing damage. But I may be speaking from personal experience with a very naughty cat. This is the back plate that will hold the wings in place when removed. It has those little, I don't know what you'd call them on the back, but they snap in place, and the wings will go in those holes as one solid piece as well. Overall, I'm really happy with how well he stands on all fours once you figure that out. That's sort of the key thing. And this is just showing off his head minus the lower jaw. You can see right there the magnets that hold the lower jaw in place, and then there's the tongue itself on that hinge. That's going to make it a lot easier to paint, and I'm really glad Dream Valley did that because I feel like it makes it easier. Now, this is him with the eyes in. I'm going to be honest, I'm not a fan of these eyes. I don't like white sclera on dragons, and I'm not good at putting in anything with slit pupils to have it not look wonky. So I'm just not real pleased with them, and what I'm going to likely do is make my own eyes and try to install them instead. So hopefully there'll be a video later on with that, but that's sort of the close-ups there. So this next part was recorded after I got the wings, and I'm just going to go ahead and let you look at the sculpting on this guy because he's really gorgeous. And as they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words. Enjoy. So what are my thoughts overall? I love him. He is everything I have ever wanted in a dragon figure, whether an action figure or a BJD. He's huge. He's highly articulated from nose to tail. His wings are actually posable, unlike some dragon type figures I could name, such as Monster Arts King Ghidorah, with the horrible, unflexible sheets of plastic wings. Really, the only issues I've encountered have been figuring out his posing, and that's really a me issue. I'm not used to working with such a heavy doll, and it's going to be a case of trial and error and learning how to best pose him, especially because his forelegs are more delicate than his back legs. But overall, he's fantastic. And kudos to whatever maniac at Dream Valley went, yeah, let's make this thing. Let's go all out for the Year of the Dragon. Let's make something absolutely enormous and impressive. Whoever's in charge of that person, please let them keep doing crazy things because the results are spectacular. I really love him. I am really looking forward to being able to customize him once I get a chance. And I'm really looking forward to being able to pose him with my other fantasy dolls once I get him all finished up. But from just this couple days of having him complete and messing around with him, he's really, really impressive. And he's going to be a crown jewel in my collection and probably the collection of anybody else who happened to order this thing. People ordering secondhand, you're probably going to be in for a rough time just because, especially the 1/4 scale, but even the 1/6 scale, they're huge and they're very delicate in parts. So shipping is going to be an absolute bear. When I just mailed out the 1/6 scale guy, he was mummified to make sure he gets off to his eventual home in one piece. So just be aware that you may see a lot of breakage on the secondhand market just because he does have all these little spikes and spines and claws and things happen. But if you order him back in January, I think you're going to be really pleasantly surprised once you get him in hand. I just hope that my particular mix-up is the only instance of that happening and everybody else gets their boxes without any issues. So until next time, this is Cryptid. Have a good time.